and help the team on the court.
It's been a long time coming, man. A long time coming. We look good in our shoes on the sideline, but it's about time we get to play.
So, yeah, looking forward to it. Last week was my first road trip in about a year and a half, which was kind of an eye-opening experience, but kind of I'm finally here now. It's just really exciting. We've been talking about it all last year, all this year. Just to finally be able to go out and put on the jersey. It's very exciting.
How frustrating is it to be sidelined by injury, knowing that you want to play, you can play, but you're not able to?
It's tough, especially when you're at all the practices and all the other team events, and you want to give back and help your teammates as much as possible, but you're out and not able to. It's extremely tough, but it's a part of the process. And Joel said you got to trust that process.
It's a relatively young team this year, and you guys are obviously seniors and stuff like that. So what is your role in terms of like a leadership sort of aspect?
I would say just showing the younger guys the way. We've both been in college for 5 years. I obviously come from a different college and was taught by a different coach, but I mean, I think all the principles are still the same. Especially having the summer both sessions here in June and July. That's really a good process and time for our team. I think the younger guys really stepped up and they're looking really great.
With Marcus Erickson being the main departure from this team from last year to now, how do each of you feel your games will help contribute to filling the holes that you left?
Congrats to Marcus, by the way. I see you signed to win with the Warriors. That's great for him. Hopefully he has a ring by June. Marcus was a leading rebounder on our team last year, and it's extremely important that we rebound. We lost 7 games last year, 7 or 8 games down the stretch where we didn't come up with that all-important rebound. So it's going to take a group effort to replace a guy like Marcus. It's not going to take one guy. It's a group, and we definitely have the group to step up to the task.
And I think Coach has been talking about a lot has been focusing on our defense. So we do have a lot more firepower this year. He's been stressing. So our defense, and like Trey said, rebounding is a major key after losing a top rebounder in Marcus. But focusing on defensive principles helps side, closing out plays, closing out games. That's a big emphasis for us.
Most of you guys are cerebral. Could coaching be in your future down the line after you're playing it over?
Let's see, man. Let's see.
I'm just focused on right now, I'd say. Living in the moment. But you never know.
Now that you're going into your 5th year, what would you have gone back, if you could go back, what would you tell your freshman year self?
To live in the moment and live in the present day and take things one step at a time. I think I got too eager coming in and wanted to play. I mean, I did play my freshman year at William & Mary, but wanting to play all the time and score all the time. I mean, it's a process, and you need to trust your teammates, and that's something I've definitely grown to know. It doesn't matter if I'm scoring 20 or Trey or Jesse or anybody. As long as we're winning, that's when the team is going to be having the most fun, and everybody will have the most success.
Yeah, just stay patient. It's eventually going to pay off. You don't know when, but you just got to have the mindset that it is going to pay off with all the hard work you're putting in. Just don't get caught up with the when.
You guys did a lot of observing last year. Does this team seem any different to you, the way it carries itself, confidence, anything like that in year 2 under you?
Yeah, definitely. You see it in the way he carries himself. This is year 2 for him. More of his players are here. Coming in as a first-year coach, you don't have access to necessarily all your players. So it's more. You can tell he's more comfortable. Coaching staff's more comfortable. We as players are more comfortable. Just being able to sit out and do everything from the sideline. We're able to see where we messed up and kind of step out of the picture and be able to see from a different vantage point. But now in the core, we can finally put into place what we learned.
Yeah, last year I was new to the school, but everybody was new to the team pretty much because having a new coach is a tremendous step in a new direction. So we were all learning a new offense, the new plays, the new culture. And I think we all took a step forward. And knowing it now, helping teach the young guys is a lot easier.
Greg, you and your son had a little interesting wrestling thing during Midnight Madness. What was that, and how did you hatch it as you plotted?
Yeah, so I thought about it, I guess, last year. The John Cena song, there's a prank call video on YouTube, probably 38 million or so views, but we kind of kept it under the rock, hidden from everybody else, and plan was to come down and take him down. Not John Cena's move, but still kind of funny.
For the casual fans, you know, what are they gonna see from this team this year? Coach, I talked about, you know, just getting DC, getting the whole city behind the team like it used to be. I mean, for those fans that wanna come back and go to Capital One Arena, I mean, what are they gonna see from this particular group for both of you?
I mean, we have to win, of course, for them to come back. You know, we haven't done a good job of that in the past few years, so I wouldn't blame them for not coming back and buying season tickets and all that. But just the fight, you know, closing out those games that we're talking about, the 7 or 8 games that we messed up down the wire, just closing those out and then building that support from there, you know. But at the end of the day, we appreciate the support, but we can't stay worried about that. We have a task at hand, and that's winning the next game, you know, so.
I think there is a bunch of excitement. I mean, coming in with Ewing last year, obviously, but even this year, with the freshmen, I mean, you could even see it in Kennerly, the stands are getting a lot more packed, especially for Mac. And I mean, his following will bring hopefully a lot more supporters, which is great for everybody.
I want to see balls life on the sideline.
I know you guys aren't probably looking that far ahead, but are there any games for the non-conference schedule coming up?
Syracuse on the 16th.
Yeah. Anyone's excited to play for?
Honestly, all the big games, because I mean, at William & Mary, when we used to play those games, those are the most fun. I mean, I know we beat NC State when I was there my sophomore year, and to go on the road and play in big arenas was always probably one of my favorite things. So I would say like Illinois, obviously going to Jamaica would be a blast, but we have to take care of business. But Syracuse, I think, is definitely highlighted for everybody.
What would define a successful season for this team?
I haven't won a trophy since I've been here in Georgetown, so that would mean the world. You know, just to have a piece of silver, whether it be a national championship, 1, 2, or 3 trophies, you know, is fine for me. I want to win something of value, not just a game. We won some big games since I've been here, but you know, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Went to the tournament as a freshman, and we lost to Utah in the round of 32. Had Jakob Pertl and DeLon Wright, a great team, and we would have played Duke in the next round if we would have beat them. You know, so that would have been huge as well. But there's, you know, players who come in the past, they've all won something, they've all achieved something. You know, we got John Wallace on the staff, who was obviously part of that 2008, 6, 7 Final Four team, and you know, Coach Ewing, obviously all that he's accomplished, and you know, my father here, you know what he's accomplished, and these titles and all that. So it would definitely mean a lot to win a trophy, and that's what we plan on doing.
When you talk about playing in the perspective of your father, like you said, he was an all-time great. Has it been pressure? Has it been a lot of pressure for you having man?
No, not really. Pressure, no. It's kind of like it's like when people ask, like, what's it like having Lonzo Mourning as your father? Like, I don't know anything else. I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's his dad. You know, dad who's done great things both on and off the basketball court. His continued doing great things. So I don't really see the pressure or feel the pressure that much. That's just stuff that people try to put on.
Trey, we're not gonna get to see your suits this year.
You're not before the game. Maybe I'll bring out some.
Who taught you how to dress like that?
My dad.
Yeah.
My dad. I have a very those like not Sears, like the checkerboard, print suits. That's kind of my dad's wardrobe. You know, pick those out for me when I came out of school. Say, oh, this looks nice.
You too, Greg?
Greg, talk about the support your family has given you, not only at William & Mary, but prior to that, the festival takeover and now here.
Yeah, I mean, I was close to William & Mary, but it doesn't get much closer than this. They were at most every game last year, and I wasn't even playing, so I think that speaks for itself. But I mean, just like Trey, driving AU tournaments to high school tournaments or games, excuse me, went to 3 high schools, so making that sacrifice, I mean, it kind of just all speaks for itself, really.
Trey, you mentioned you're the only player that's been part of an NCAA tournament game on this current team. Is there something you can take from that season, or have you been, taking memories or what happened in that season, trying to let your teammates know, or is there anything you can take from that? Obviously, it was 5 years ago.
That's just the fact that it's possible. It's hard. It's very hard to win a game in college basketball, but it's really not that hard, especially when we have a coaching staff who's telling us the right things to do. So if they're telling us ABC and we do ABD and we lose because of that, it's our own fault. They're gonna put us in a place to succeed. You know, we saw if we'd won, let's say 5 of those 7 games last year, if we would've got those rebounds, we would be in the NCAA tournament most likely. You know, so it's just the little things, and little things really do pay off. So stressing that, but finding a way to stress that and not annoy the freshmen or annoy the younger guys, you know, doesn't, you know, especially last year, I learned when, and Greg can surely attest to this, when you're sitting on the sideline and preaching, it's different than being on the court and preaching, you know, because regardless of whether you can do it or not, or are capable of doing what you're saying or telling them to do on the court, you're just not doing it, you know, so you just, like, I've been called Coach Trey before, and it's not a good feeling. It's like a joke, but like at the same time, it's like, wow, I need to fix the way in which I'm